You know, it's not that easy being a DC fan. I mean, I know that movies like Black Adam, Shazam, The Flash, missing the mark as DC movies in general. Which, I mean, come on, you've kind of already knew. DC has been releasing an average rated amount of movies to a basically non-interested audience at this point. I mean, the fact that the box office returns haven't been as great as the studio was expecting, with the biggest example being The Flash, it really shows. The Flash movie in general has been a big indicator that the audiences aren't just biding their time at this point for the DC universe to actually, be a DC universe. I mean, it doesn't even look like it's gonna get better anytime soon, with little to no marketing for Blue Beetle and the forgetful film crash that could be Aquaman 2, just sinking us deeper into the DC lazy river. A river in which most fans are just waiting for the lifeboat, that is, James Gunn's new DCU. Yeah, I know. About time. But like me, a lot of people are really excited for this new universe, which I mean could be good. Problem is we have no idea about it. Many people were disappointed by how little no answers the Flash movie gave towards what we can expect. Like, is he in the universe? Is he not? Is this Batman the Batman of the universe? Is it Lego Batman? We don't even know. But as our questions keep growing, there is one hope for a better tomorrow. A hope for an entertaining universe. And that is Superman Legacy. Oh yeah, Creature Commandos is before that. But we're talking about the movie. With James Gunn and Peter Safran's new DCU underway, we really got some new stuff with announcements lately. While Creature Commandos will be pushing us into the deep end of this new universe in 2024, the big movie that's on everyone's mind is of course Superman Legacy. With little to no Superman action on the big screen in the DCU, I'm sure a lot of people are excited to see this new adaptation. Not only will we see the face of this new Superman for more than 2 minutes, but this will be our first taste of what audiences can expect from this new series of DC movies going forward. I mean, this is even more apparent when you realize that one of the heads, James Gunn, will not only be writing the film, but also directing, which is something he's been known to do for a lot of his movies, including superheroes, and they've gone pretty well. So, I can see how he got this job. Now, of course, he is one of the heads of the new studio, so with him taking the guide of this movie, connecting storylines throughout the films, it honestly makes sense for him to be giving us the first taste of what we could expect. Which brings to the point that this movie is under a lot of pressure. Like a lot. So yeah, with the general consensus of DC movies right now, I don't think it's that far-fetched to say that this movie is going to be a make or break for whether audiences will still want to invest their time in this new universe, or even anything remotely related to DC at this point. Clearly, people don't care for the movies that are coming out, even now, especially. Despite them being honestly pretty average, you can honestly say that the most exciting DC movies coming out are the ones that have no connection to any universe at all. From the Batman to the Joker and hopefully Blue Beetle. Even though it is in the universe, just because it's not starting it, you could see how it's confusing, right? So yeah, this is gonna be basically a new palate cleanser that's really needed, especially for fans to come, and the ones currently, how little there are, to be honest. Which brings up the point of this video being, does it have a chance to be good? I mean, yeah, it honestly looks pretty cool. So far the castings have been really interesting, with David Corenswet as Superman, Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, 2 actors that I think will be really good for the roles. And we even got newer casting from characters I didn't expect, like Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner, Metamorpho, and this was in a blast of few days of news coming out. Who knows what will be left for this movie? I think Crypto's in it. But yeah, with all this being revealed, I think it's safe to say that this is going to be a really more established DC universe than the one before, with characters being introduced to us to spread the seed for more stuff in the future. But luckily, we don't have to worry about the movie itself being overcrowded with heroes, because James already said this will be in service of the story and not just to set up future content, which is a good thing, because that could have been a problem. So yeah, this movie can honestly be amazing, or sadly ignored by the public. It just honestly depends on if it's marketed well and hyped up by fans. But in my opinion, do I think it could work? Yes. As much of a slump we've been in DC lately, I do think that this could work. And with James Gunn at the helm, it's not that unrealistic. I mean, we've got an origin story that's not really an origin story about a young Superman in his early days, in a world that is already filled with heroes and established DC elements, bring us into what could be a new saga for DC Studios, or DCU, or whatever they're calling themselves. I can't honestly remember at this point. But honestly, what I said before needs to be the case. After the distrust DC and mostly Warner Brothers have done to their fans with castings, movie marketing fails, I feel like this could honestly be the last chance for DC movies. It's honestly ironic how this all came from a Superman movie that started off divisive with starting a new universe, and it all comes back to another Superman movie that could again be divisive but starting a new universe. This honestly could be history repeating itself. So as we get more excited with new details about this movie and the start of this new universe, let's hope that it is in fact the start of a new era for DC, because they could really use it. I mean, we only have to wait, 2 years. At least the new animated Superman is really good.